Welcome to the podcast for the sisters and bros. It will make you laugh from your head to your toes. Talking about their lives, from the highs to the lows. And the name of the title goes, The Sloppy Joes.
Welcome everyone to the Sloppy Joes podcast and happy Friday! Hey! High energy in the building today, Dom.
Whoa, it's a Friday.
What does that mean? And what does that mean?
That means there's been a week of work. You get up on a Monday, it's been hard. You get through the Wednesday, you're a bit tired. Get to Thursday, you know Friday's coming. You got loads of plans on the weekend with your friends and your family and your loved ones.
What would a Friday be like for you as a teenager? I want to get into the mind of teenage Dom.
Oh, come on, let's stay upbeat. Let's ask
16, 17 years old. You weren't always an alcoholic, were you?
Bloody hell, no. I wasn't always an alcoholic. 16, 17.
Come on
a Friday night, well, I'd be in boarding school, and they'd have the social on in the chapel.
You'd be there.
No way. So you weren't allowed home on a Friday. You had to stay there, but you didn't have school the next day, so you don't.
No, but you'd have choir in the morning on Saturday. But the sexy kids, all the kids who look sexy.
Stop a sec.
I was 16, so they were sexy to me whilst I was 16.
Still illegal.
And
we had to cut this bit out last time.
and they'd all walk to the chapel like that because it was a social.
And they'd walk back like that.
They dressed up in Smurfs and stuff with their tits out, and I'd be looking from my room like that. Down.
So you weren't in the social?
No, I used to walk out of my room into the cobbled pathways in the loud music, and they'd all be drunk, and I'd have my big dressing gown on outside looking in the chapel like this, and I'd weep because of their state being drunk. I would actually weep looking at human beings and what they were doing to themselves.
Ethan James, ladies and gentlemen. Friday.
Friday, oh yes, Friday. What a day. It means you've had a long working week and you can finally put those trots up of yours, Joe, and sit back and relax.
Cheers, thank you.
When's the last time you had a Monday to Friday job?
Technically, I'm having one right now.
Yeah, but you've never had one really, have you?
No, never had it. Oh, yeah, I did. When I worked for XS. That was Monday to Friday.
Was it?
But it was in the morning. It was 4 a.m. till 10. So there you go.
Does that even count? Does that count as Monday to Friday? Have you ever had a Monday to Friday 9 to 5?
Never. Never 9 to 5.
Have you ever?
Actually, yeah, I did. I was an intern. I used to be a social media intern for a radio station. That was Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
There you go. Have you ever had one, Dom?
Yes.
What was it?
With you?
Yeah, but we would work weekends. So it wasn't.
Oh, Monday to Friday.
Yeah. 9 till 5, because we would start at 7:15.
I've never worked a Monday to Friday job in my life.
No. I haven't actually.
My first job I got when I was like 22.
Was it? What were you doing up until then? Weeping.
Fucking about.
Openly weeping.
You know what I found out today? And you know how people are molested as children and they repress that memory.
Oh,
and they don't remember it.
He's not mentioned this to anyone.
No, but I used to wear nappies till I was 10.
What? So you used to poo just where you
Not
wanted?
shit.
Just piss?
Not piss where I wanted to.
Wait, stop.
Hang
on a sec. When you say, I used to wear nappies till I was 10, and he goes, what, you used to shit where you want? And you would go, not shit.
In fact,
like,
I was saying to Ethan just before we started this podcast, do I give too much away on this podcast?
Oh, yeah.
So you said not shit. You said not shit and not piss. Why were you wearing the nappies?
During the evenings.
So you get home from school, nappy on.
No.
You need to help
I'll clarify for you. So in the evenings, I'd have a bunk bed and I'd crawl up the ladders of the bunk bed.
Who was on the bottom?
Well, it'd be a one-tier bunk bed with my little square TV at the end and my square head on the pillow, and then I'd put my little nappy on. Until I was 10, and that I think is why I'm infantilized. I think still.
Yeah, you well, like you said before. Anytime a woman with some kind of like control or looking after you goes near you get aroused. You're very much looking for that mother figure or that father figure.
Did your mum and dad have to like wean you off the nappies?
No, one day I distinctly remember going to the doctors. It's opened a can of worms for me. This.
Yeah.
Back to the doctors again. Loves it.
And he said, right, well, you're probably going to be like this for life. And when he said that to me that night, I stopped and I never did it again.
That's a bizarre thing for a doctor to say. Obviously,
lots of doctors have said lots of strange things to me, like sit down on that table, spread your legs. A bit wider. Have your arsehole a bit wider.
Shut up. I've never said that.
You know, we sort of did like a weird therapy session at my grand's party the other day, right? So we had like, we had a couple of wines were flowing. We were talking about us, that the grandkids were there, and how a couple of us have been ill in the past, but not like fucking ill. But my appendix burst, didn't they? I've told you the story.
In the bath. And his mum, do you know how his mum knows appendix?
I've not heard the story, but that's funny.
So I'll give you the queef. The queef.
The queef? God. I'll give you the queef.
Funnily enough, that was basically the noise that we heard.
Do you think you could hold a queef and give it to someone?
I think you can capture it.
I'll give you the queef.
I'll give you the queef. I'll give you the brief.
Have I got the queef now?
Yeah, you've got it. It's that little ball from Harry Potter, isn't it? No, I'll give you the quick and brief synopsis. Joe McGrath, 2 years old, sat in a bath with his mum. His mum heard this noise. Joe McGrath's appendix had burst, and he said his mum heard an exploded noise.
No. The story was she heard a man's voice come out of my mouth going, "I need the doctor." Remember that? That was
your granddad's voice, wasn't it?
Your granddad's voice come out of my mouth going, "I need the doctor."
Well, it was like a depth charge.
Yeah, mad that, innit? Yeah. Well, guess this, right? So they said, for a full day I wasn't allowed to eat, but as a 3-year-old, there was no way of telling me that. And I was like, I was crying so much for food, and I reckon now that's why I cannot stop eating.
It all starts in childhood.
So it does, doesn't it? So I'm a fat bastard because my appendix.
Give me a child until he's 7 and I'll show you the man.
No, don't give him that
or something.
It's not allowed. Back to our teenage Friday nights. What would you used to do, Joe? Like 15, 16?
Yeah. 15, 16. So year 10, year 11. We used to hang around near the youth club across the road from school.
Why did you not go in it?
Well, sometimes you'd go in, but sometimes it'd just be cooler outside and there's less tough guys outside. So we'd hang around outside. There's a couple of metal crates that we'd sort of climb up. People would climb up them. Nice. Remember the era of the BMX with no seat on it?
Yeah, man.
Do you remember them?
No, I don't remember.
People that have BMXs, and the cool thing was to have a BMX with no seat on it, because they're the trick ones, but no one knew tricks.
The cool thing.
Well, yeah, this is Workshop in 2007. Yeah, it's not fucking the Viper rooms in LA in the 90s,
That wasn't
is it?
part of my vocabulary, the cool thing to do.
No, you were cool walking around like Scrooge.
I wasn't cool. I was an incel before it was a thing. I definitely was an incel. Is that surprising to you?
No.
Not surprising to me.
One time, I won't say his surname, Callum dug a hole in the floor and put his penis in it. That was on Friday night. That was pretty cool.
So, wow. I mean, a small hole. Well, I don't know how well endowed it is.
It was the size of the man, let's put it that way. Okay.
Was he erect?
He was.
No way did he get erect in front of you and then put his knob in a mud.
You saw his erection.
What are you talking about?
Well, who got him erect?
Him.
So he was there.
We didn't have a fluffer. I was sat on top.
Like me with the diaper saying, that's ridiculous. Yeah. This is also ridiculous.
Okay. So then did he go, look away, and then just fucking...
No, I was sat on top of the porter cabin. I wasn't sat on top of him. Nice. I was sat on top of the porter cabin, swinging my legs.
What place is this? Magical place
is this? This is on Valley Road, where Valley Road meets the Balk.
Where the kids go, putting penises in the holes.
Yeah. And then we dug a little hole, and the hole.
So you helped this.
But no, because if you let me speak, you might realise we dug a hole and thought, oh, cool, we've dug a hole. New sentence. Right. Wonder what we could put in that hole. So I wasn't digging a man's cock hole. Do you know what I mean? I dug a hole that then was sort of.
But it just happened.
Well, it's reuse, recycle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So we reused
on it as a kid.
So we did stuff like that.
Did he?
No. There was
Can we get back to how he got the erection?
He was just sort of stood by himself off to one side for a minute.
Was it discussed beforehand that he would get an erection?
I don't remember. So have you seen Saltburn, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen Saltburn.
So there's a scene in that particularly reminded me of this. That's what, because I'd not thought about this in about 10 years. And then I watched Saltburn and I thought, it wasn't a grave, thankfully.
All these childhood disturbances coming out today.
We'd go to...
Would you get some cans in, or were you not boozy yet?
Yeah, we'd go occasionally, but not usually. Some cans. No, we wouldn't do that. We'd go to Curtis's house sometimes. We used to love making videos, because this was... Not love making videos. Not videos.
Is the erection kid still there?
He's there. We're making some love-making videos. Right. No. We would love making videos.
Yeah.
But I had a phone where you could record. This is pre-smartphone. And it was the first phone where you could record and pause the recording and then resume. Which, even till now, iPhones don't have, by the way. So it's like... True. So we're like laughing at it. Literally, modern iPhones don't have that.
You could make a film then?
Yeah, so you can make a film. So we'd make... But also, you can do magic. So someone would be there and then immediately disappear on one video. So we do all sorts of stuff with that.
He'd be semi, and then next thing you know, full erect.
Yeah, it looked
It's like that cock magic from South Park, where it's like
exactly. It'd be like a sundial. But one time we got these little pizzas, and the game at Curtis's house, we would slam them into our heads for the video.
Right,
it'd all
brilliant.
splat on your face.
Ooh.
But one time you slam it into your head and all the sauces come off, and then the next person's, it's their go. But we had to load it up with ketchup to get the effect.
Yeah.
But he slammed it and it went all over his mum's wall. And we just ran away and hid on the backfield. Didn't clean it up, didn't try and fix it. It was so bad, there was so much ketchup all over the living room that we just had to run away.
But you know what you're supposed to do with that? Mustard.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, make a hot dog out of the whole house? If you're very careful, then you put a big bun, one on the front door, one on the back door, and you've essentially turned your house into a burger.
I remember a story in ICT where someone came in and threw a half-melted ice cream over the PCs, and it went everywhere. And
What,
then
was it like an attack?
Yeah, and then someone had lots of ice cream on his leg.
Just ICE. Yes.
ICT classrooms, and there was lots of ice cream everywhere, and this guy had it on his leg, and he got someone's folder, he got a girl's folder that she'd been working on ICT for 3 years for GCSE or something, and she was called something really stupid like Shanine. And she was really stupid. And he rubbed his leg all with her coursework, all the 3 years. And I said, you can't do that. We were crying, laughing, obviously. Yeah. He went, stupid fucking bitch, she's not going to get a C anyway.
Oh, that's awful. It's a nasty side of nonsense,
you know what?
Isn't it?
I think that sums it up really.
She works for Microsoft now.
She does. Yeah. What about you, Ethan? What were your big Friday nights
Ethan's
like?
Friday nights, 15, 16 years old.
It's a good question. I recall having Caravan Club, where all my friends used to gather round in the caravan.
Club? What's that?
Well, we had a caravan on the drive, and then me and my friends on the streets would all just sit in the caravan together.
Caravan Club is a thing, you know. That's like a well-established, like, it's a club that people actually join and go on holidays together and get advice and tips. It's like one of the old like Facebook groups
like
before Facebook
timeshare.
groups thing. Yeah, not timeshare. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Kind of vibe, yeah.
It's like a proper. So it wasn't a caravan. You weren't part of Caravan Club. You just sat in a caravan.
I do remember a bizarre occasion, and I won't mention names, but I wasn't part of it, where one of the members of the group started.
Here we go.
Someone said they've got the biggest cock of the group, and then
Can I just say, that person was you, wasn't it?
It wasn't. And then there was one girl in the group, and she said, "Well, I'll be the judge." So the lads got their cocks measured by a ruler. I wasn't willing to participate.
You were the ruler.
They didn't have a bigger ruler. They didn't have a bigger ruler.
Yeah, it was
for
my
you,
kingdom, eh?
Who won then?
Was she the umpire?
She was the umpire, and obviously
I hope she didn't do that at the end.
Say that.
none of us wanted to see each other's cocks, so we just took a word for it.
Really? So she could have fudged the whole thing?
I wish I could have.
You could have paid her. Wait a sec, you said none of us, so you were involved.
You were involved. You definitely.
I
Even
wasn't.
James, you definitely got your knob out.
I didn't.
Definitely did it.
You definitely got your knob out.
I'm not willing to do stuff like. I remember one occasion
Move on straight away.
when we went on a trip to Cambridge to see some family friends from out on holiday, and I found out that I might have had a problem with my foreskin, as all the lads were only allowed to cross one side of the river if they could then pull down their foreskins and whatever, but I couldn't, so I stayed on the other side of the river.
so-
Again, was this your
I am
family
so
friends
confused.
that were blocking the river, like the 3 Billy Goats gruff, but for sex offenders?
This is a different group of friends. I remember on the
Wait a
same.
sec.
Stop saying I remember.
Stop. And we need
Stay here.
We need to stay here. Who, and was it an adult, be honest, that was checking whether you'd pulled your foreskin back before you went across the river?
No. They were younger than me.
That's weirder. So you cross the river, and then they get your willy out and pull your foreskin back, and then you're allowed to cross back.
It was something like a celebration once you've got across that side of the river or something.
So it's ritualistic. It's cultish. It's ritualistic. It's been done for generations. This is abuse.
They were all brothers.
It's only getting worse. So you and 3 brothers younger than you.
I had a terrible trip after that, Joe.
Did you? Nothing ever hit those highs, I suppose, did it?
Well, we climbed the Peak District, I think.
The whole of it.
Is that what you called the brothers?
You climbed the whole of the Peak District.
And whilst we were climbing this massive mountain, I don't know if I told you this before. Disaster struck.
Oh, fucking hell.
Because we had to cross another river. and
my dad was with
again.
The stones came tumbling down.
No way!
And an avalanche of rocks as one of the lads tripped. And it was. This is the start of the disaster for me. It hit me in the head. So I then had to take cover under a big cliff rock to try and avoid more head injuries. And then we were climbing up, and then it got to a point where I get carried across a drop that was hundreds of feet. So I get passed across my body, and then
your body,
and then
you're dead.
Body.
Honestly. And then when we came back down, I was having a panic attack because of the journey. We stopped in a river. Then one of the lads accidentally dropped a great big rock on my toe, and it ripped off the full toenail, and it didn't grow back for 2 years. And I do remember, I've told this before, my stepdad squeezed my leg so blood would spurt everywhere. Oh, that was a funny day. But yeah, apart from that, nothing much on a Friday.
That is one of the worst trips anyone's ever been on.
Oh,
so you got
Friday.
Sexually abused.
No, he didn't get sexually abused.
All right.
He pulled his own foreskin back.
I did. I couldn't. That was the point.
He got hit in the head by a big rock.
Mad.
Then he got hit in the head by a smaller rock in the leg.
Then the rock came.
Then your stepdad used you as a weapon.
Well, he was explaining how arteries work. So he was like saying, so if I press this bit exactly here, it should spurt, and he'd squeeze it and it didn't spurt. So you got it right.
Your stepdad said, if I press this bit here, it will squirt.
And it squirted everywhere.
This podcast is brought to you by sons.co.uk.
Yes, Sloppy Joe's 33 to get 33% off their fabulous products. But Joe, I mean, what kind of world are sons.co.uk in?
Well, Sons are in the, I hate to say it, a world that you find yourself embroiled in. A world of hair loss and hair loss prevention.
Unfortunately, I do find myself in this world, but fortunately, I find myself finding sons.co.uk.
And the thing is, yes, obviously, at the moment, you're the one who's more sort of in potential sort of dire need of sons.co.uk. But I tell you what, my hairline ain't what it used to be. And I think a very high percentage of men will experience some sort of hair loss before the age of 35. So it's not just about getting in when it's too late, it's about preventing, and sons.co.uk are here to do that.
Go and check out their products. They are clinically proven treatments that have got you covered. They include sprays and tablets, shampoos and vitamins. There's loads on the website, and you can get it being paid per month. So try our code SloppyJoes33, sons.co.uk.
Link in the description.
You've no surprise, I went to a curry every Friday night and went to the cinema. I think I've told this story before, but we all thought we were dead cool. We all had these unlimited cards.
Unlimited curry?
No, I wish. I fucking wish.
15 years old, you were going to curry houses.
Well, here's the thing.
He's been in them since he was a kid. Have you got any mates that were pub kids? Do you know about these kids? Do you know what I mean by a pub kid?
No.
Do you know that there's in every class there's at least one kid that basically grew up in a pub?
Yeah.
I went to school with some. I went to college with one where either they own the pub or their dad is just in the pub every night.
Oh yes.
There's a pub kid.
Yes, there is.
And there's like nan kids. Where they were raised by their grandparents.
Yeah, we had one of those called Fingal Plumpton.
Here's the thing, Tom, you can't ask that name to be taken out now. That has to stay in.
That sounds like a small village in Derbyshire.
Fingal Plumpton.
He was raised by 2 lesbians and he played the bassoon.
Of course he did. To be fair, yeah. So there's always a pub kid.
Yeah.
So were you a
curry house kid?
A curry house kid.
Well, here was my logic. There was 2 curry houses next to each other. One was the actual house where the restaurant was. Then one was the takeaway. Now, in the takeaway, every item was £2 cheaper. I think I've said this before.
I don't know if I've heard this.
So what we used to do is we used to just go in with knives and forks and eat in the takeaway bit. It was exactly the same kitchen, but you got £2 off. And the guy loved it because all he ever was used to was customers coming in, bit of a rush, handing over the bag. He took the bag and away. So he never really got to spend time with his customers. 15-year-old lads come in. We sat down. By the end of it, he had a mini table pulled out for us.
Really?
Poppadoms on tap. We were loving it. And he still speaks to us to this day.
Does he?
At the Candoka.
Oh.
Gone shit though now.
Has it?
Gone downhill.
Why?
Downhill.
That's a shame.
Bit watery, the curries.
Are your nipples sensitive?
Oh dear.
No,
actually.
I squeeze my nipples if I'm going to throw up.
Do you squeeze your nipples if you're jacking off?
Stop.
If I'm jacking
No.
A lot of people
stop.
do this.
One thing at a
jacking
time.
off.
One thing at a time.
Isn't it more of a female thing?
Stop. You squeeze your nipples if you're going to be sick.
Yeah, it's well known on this pod. I'm sure I've said it before.
I don't
if I'm in
remember
a
this.
club and if I'm in a pub and someone's doing a round of shots and it's not fit well with me, I often feel like I'm going to throw up. So what I'll just do is squeeze my nipple as hard as I can, and it just takes the urge away. Oh, you're all right. You didn't throw up
Maybe be
yourself.
sick there.
And honestly, sometimes I really squeeze,
Do you?
but I never get aroused.
Does your mouth water when you need to be sick? That's
Yeah.
when you know you're on the verge.
I think everyone's does, doesn't it?
It like lubes up
The
your
amount
mouth,
of times
doesn't
I've
it?
been
is,
sat in
that's
the
what it
chair
is.
at home and I've been throwing up on myself.
Oh.
Why
I
don't
think
you
you kind of get into that after a while, wouldn't you?
Why don't you lean forward?
Well, it was too late. Because sometimes I'm very good at... I think you've seen it, when you know I drink too much too quickly,
Yeah.
and I stop and I have to stop speaking, and then I just start sweating uncontrollably.
You're doing a lot of
That's
weird
me trying to,
swallows.
swallow it back, but sometimes you just can't do it, and then you just throw up all over yourself and the keyboard and everything.
Keyboard. It's,
No.
it's bad when you do it when you're playing the organ at church, isn't it? All over me, all over the keyboard. Ethan, what have you been up to?
Nipple-wise?
No, just
Oh,
life-wise.
yeah.
Oh, I had the weirdest day the other day where I don't think I was really consciously making decisions that I knew what I was doing for around a 2.5 hour period.
Love those days.
Yeah,
Droid days.
Like the day you went to the spa. You went to the spa recently, didn't you?
That was great, but this was more like...
My dad saw you.
What? Your dad saw me at the spa?
Yep. Saw you at the spa.
Did
Got
he?
some secrets to tell you.
On
Can't say
air?
it on the pod.
You can.
Can't.
You can.
Well, it's about Ethan.
Yeah, perfect.
No, you'll be listening.
Those foreskin.
Yeah, well, go on, Ethan. Say what you doing.
So, when was this?
I'm a bit nervous now. So this was 2 days ago, and this is Tuesday. This is a few days ago.
Fuck me.
This is a few days ago because it's Friday.
Yeah. Let's stay on this for a bit longer.
And we were working late on this Tuesday,
Yeah.
and it threw me because I didn't know what to do with my plans. So I was sitting around and I was just a bit unsure. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll get my laptop and my keyboard and I'll go sit in a cafe somewhere, and that way I'll not look weird.
You heard that right,
Oh
by
my
the way.
God,
you heard
brought
that
your
right.
keyboard
You heard that
with
right.
you.
Laptop and keyboard.
So what?
Because usually they're one and the same, aren't they?
They are.
A keyboard famously is built into the laptop.
And is it not?
Ethan James? Stopped working how long ago?
The keyboard stopped working about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, still got that.
Wait a minute, so you have a separate keyboard to plug into your keyboard?
Yes.
What about the mouse? Does that still work?
Yeah, the mouse.
So
still
you're
works.
mousing on the actual laptop, then typing on the keyboard.
Bizarrely, it's just the vowels have somehow not working. I don't know.
Countdown. Have you not asked for them?
I don't know what's going on. So I thought
Vowels aren't working. That's got to be a lie.
it's true. It's true. It's true.
How does the keyboard know?
I think I dropped it in just a certain way that all the vowels just.
Oh, yeah.
Did you pay for the keyboard or did you give them an IOU?
Hey! No, that is very good. No, how he's pulled that on, but he has.
One was cooking for about 10 seconds.
I had it
there,
on the way.
wasn't it?
It's good because Joe sort of filled
Something
the gap.
was in there,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was trying to think
So you didn't want to look
about it.
weird, so you took your laptop and your keyboard and you went to the coffee shop.
And well, so the coffee shop is directly opposite my house. So I thought I'm not going to go to that one. It's a nice day. I walk and do some exercise because I don't really do that a lot at the minute. And then I walked past eventually I got past the baths, the Withington baths. Do you know them?
Yeah, I know that.
Well, I thought I'd go have a look inside, and I said, can I have a leaf there? And then the man said, no, I'll give you a tour, and he was really lovely. Mm-hmm. And then for some reason, the small talk made me almost have a panic attack. I didn't really know what to do.
Why, was it too small?
I think so.
There's a whispering in your ear.
No, do you ever have it where small talk is so small that it becomes dangerous? Yeah. Like it never, because it should start with small talk and build up to medium and potentially big talk. But then when you just stay on there.
What was the question that tipped you over the edge?
Oh God, I can't bear it.
I was just complimenting the building and the baths way too much to the point where it's like it's all right, and I'm doing it's a bit weird now, and I kind of felt a bit uneasy. So I left the baths. I just said I'm going. He was really lovely man as well.
No, Ethan, come back. I'll make big talk, I promise.
I just left. So I started walking. I was like, I don't feel right. I felt a bit funny the last couple of days. So I just kept walking. I was like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where the cafe is now. So I saw a tram, so I just jumped on the tram. And then I got off 2 stops later. And I didn't really know. House. I didn't really know where I was when I got off. I thought I would. So I walked home, and it took me about 50 minutes to get home. So all I did was walk on my laptop to the Witherton baths, walked out the baths, got on the tram, walked back home, went to the coffee shop, felt too anxious to ask for a coffee, so pretended just to look around, even though I've been in there before, walked back, sat at home on the carpet, not even the sofa, and waited for work. Honestly, I just didn't know. I've never felt like that for months.
Just text me next time and I'll come round.
No,
make sure you're alright.
You say that.
I do.
No, you never text us.
I do. You don't reply?
Last time you texted me, you said, what's up, big man? Like I'm some sort of fucking rapper.
Yeah, and you didn't reply?
Yeah, because I sorted you tickets anyway.
He started calling you big man, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I don't like it. But also, as well, he never texts me saying, what are you up to? He's always asking for something. Yeah. Tickets to this.
Speaking of rap talk, when I was on set... A lot of people kept saying lots of
Rap Talk was a tortilla podcast that Joe did for a while. Are you still doing that?
Now defunct.
Oh, that's a shame.
Lots of London slang, like that's cold.
Yes.
And peng, and there was this girl who was walking around with very short shorts on so you could see her arse cheeks, and one person said, yo man, you gotta be like... Man, you gotta not walk around like that. If you're like clappers, you gotta be peng. I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Her arse, I think.
And lots of handshakes like this. People I don't know much. I said I've met you for possibly 10 minutes, and people clapping me on the back. That's too personal for me.
I've got a list of London slang.
Lots of them I don't know.
And that's the whole thing.
A new one, cold.
What's that mean?
Something's good. So
yeah.
But what if a bath is like tepid? But you like that.
It's fire.
Hey man, that's cold.
Yeah, I'm
going to go through some of these, and you're going to have to guess what they mean, okay?
Okay.
Safe.
That area is quite good. It's quite upmarket.
No, it just means like good, like hello, how are you?
Right, okay.
You okay?
Safe.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean hello. You don't say safe.
Just means like stay safe, like
yeah.
Like a greeting. It's hello.
Does it not just mean okay? Oh yeah, safe man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Excuse me.
You don't say oh safe, do you?
No, but it's
no. You're not saying hello to a safe, are you?
It's part of a greeting.
I've had someone.
Which usually goes alongside maybe a handshake or a.
There were no handshakes over 3 days.
Okay, what about peng?
Apparently that's quite good. That's quite attractive woman.
Very good, yeah, correct. She's peng.
Yeah.
What about leng?
Ooh, I don't know that one.
Maybe that could be the opposite. Maybe that's an unattractive woman.
It's also an attractive woman.
Yeah, leng and peng is the same thing.
What if I were to say if I were to come up to you, Dom, and say that jacket is loud? What would that mean?
That jacket is very brightly coloured, and you may be a homosexual.
What if I came up to you in the street and went, what up, you bald twat?
I think you were probably my friend.
If I came up to you and said that nitty is moving bare skits, what would you think? What does that mean?
Nitty.
Is that a small person?
Okay.
That small man
Ethan.
is scooting around very quickly looking for drugs.
You know what? not a million miles away. Apparently, nitty is someone that's maybe perhaps addicted to drugs. Moving is just the way you're acting or what you're doing. Bear, obviously, very, and skits is from schizophrenic, so a little bit crazy.
It was actually very, very tiring. That kind of enthusiastic energy about, like. Sorry. I just hate London slang.
Why?
It's all right. We'll get over it. What else have you been up to?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh God.
What happened post Yugo card win? Can you tell us about that?
Went home.
So you went straight to... No, tell us.
So remind everyone.
I'm going to be honest with you.
For those people who don't know, just quickly, remember, for people who don't know, you opened a Yugo card on the last podcast, Joe. A pack of Yugo cards.
pulled a very rare card that was like, ha ha ha, imagine if. You threw them onto the table.
Frozen.
And then slid it across the table.
Dropped
when I got home, I went to a store and I got sleeves, and then I put it in another package, and my mother's going to frame it for me. And she was like, "Oh, it's an angel. Someone's protecting you."
Me?
And I looked at it, and it's got a little mark on the corner. So I was thinking, I was in bed at home last night, not being able to sleep because I'd had a couple of Red Bulls at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was thinking, how can I take my revenge on this man? There must be a way I can tidily inconvenience your life.
Oh yeah,
You could do one of those slow poisonings. Have you ever seen those?
Like a little bit of salt in your little bit of salt in your curry every night.
Yeah,
I did was.
But so over 2 or 3 weeks, his condition just slowly worsens.
Deteriorates.
Yeah, you can do one of those.
Yeah, but how do you know? How do you know it was definitely me? And how do you know it's not part of the card?
Watch the clip back. You're like that.
But here's the other thing, Dom. Do you believe in fate?
I do. No.
It's magic.
So here's the thing, right? You gave him that pack of cards, and theoretically, yes, whatever was in those cards would have been in them regardless of who opened it.
Yes.
But perhaps, in a sort of Schrodinger type of way,
Yes.
that pack was full of rare cards and completely bullshit cards, and maybe whoever'd opened it would have seen a different outcome. So maybe only Joe opening it could have got you that card. That's possible.
Take it from me. I knew there was going to be a good one in there. I knew.
welcome.
Do you have any foreskin problems?
Yeah, quite a lot. Right in, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. It's a slightly shorter show, and that's my fault because we're juggling a lot at the minute. I have been asked to do some more shows on the radio because, well, they all know. And I've said yes to them because I can't turn them down. So it means I am asking these boys to very kindly come in at weird hours and record. So I apologise for being a little shorter today.
Okay. But Friday's episode will be normal.
No, this is Friday.
Tuesday's episode's apologies.
Tuesday's will be fine. Thank you
will
very
be
much.
normal length, so we'll sort that out.
Is it Wingfest on Friday?
Yes, it's Wingfest tonight. But
Yes.
by the way, there's also one more shout, patreon.com/SloppyJoesPodcast. I'm going to do a big night out to go and eat my chicken burger. So if any patrons are local, there is a link to get a ticket. 15 quid to get your burger, fries and drink. I'm subsidising the rest because there's a little booking fee. But if you fancy it, get a ticket and we'll all go in on a night out. Monday the 7th of October, 7 p.m.
Okay.
Let's go eat a chicken burger together. If you're free, don't worry about it.
Brilliant.
Bye,
Right,
everyone.
thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Wave, Ethan.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Oh dear. That's what you're thinking. You're going, oh dear, we're getting sold short yet again because Joe McGrath is too inept at managing his time. Well, let me tell you this. Remember when I saved the day the other day by eating a sausage roll? Well, today there's more time to fill, so I won't be eating more Greg's products. So I've decided to be even more creative than that. So I've devised the top 50 sensations of all time. In at number 50 is the new car smell. 49 is the smell of toast nearly being ready. Number 48 is the colour of an oil spill because it's like a not so environmentally friendly rainbow. In at number 47 is drinking ice water after you've had a mint. It's just so too refreshing, if anything. 46 is the first sip of an airport pint. Number 45 is any pint at all, really. Number 44 is smelling boxes on the floor and then you realise they're clean and you can wear them today. 43 is drinking milk out of the fridge door. 42 is the smell of petrol. 41, waking up thinking it's a weekday, but it's actually a Saturday, so you get to lie in bed that wee bit longer. Number 40 is sitting down after a hike. Number 39 is brushing your teeth after a long flight. Number 38 is handling tits. Number 37 is popping a spot and pus just going everywhere. 36 is checking your phone after you've been in the cinema. Number 35, arguing with a mate, then Googling it and you were right all along. 34 is catching a grape or any confectionery in your mouth when it's thrown towards you. 33 is doing a high five and making that really good slapping noise, and you know that the connection is just right. Number 32 is probably just being 3 pints in. Number 31, which is realising you weren't falling and it was just a dream. Number 30 is a fresh trim. Number 29 is off the crossbar, over the line, and then it comes back out again. What a feeling that is. Number 28 is throwing rubbish in the bin from across the room and you get it in the bin. And number 27 is anything reaching 100% on the load screen. Joe sent one. That's nice. Joe Smith sent one in. That's number 26, and it says, not being overwhelmed and going home when you get voted most likely to be a pedo when we're older by everyone in the friendship group at a poker night in year 11, and definitely not ringing your mum and crying down the phone saying you need to be picked up straight away. Number 25 is the lights dimming at a concert because you know they're going to come out. Number 24 is hitting the high note in the shower. 23 when you go into a 3/4 empty box of Celebrations and there's a Malteser waiting there for you at the bottom. Number 22, untangling your earphones. Number 21 is when the PlayStation starts loading after you've cleaned the disc and you knew it wasn't broken. After that is number 20, finding spare batteries in the drawer. Number 19, it's snowing when you open the curtains. Number 18 is when you finish doing the washing up. 17 is when the bill is £10 less than you thought. 16 is finding a £10 in your jacket that you've not wore for a while. Number 15, finding a mouse in the mouse trap. 14, listening to the rain when you're next to a lovely warm fire. 13 is getting the exact number on the roulette table. 12, finding water next to your bed when you wake up thirsty. 11, getting a chocolate with the bill. 10, getting a big laugh at a joke. Number 9, finding out you have an extra hour in bed when the clocks change. 8, finding out they didn't piss in your drink and they just spat in it. I think that's another one sent from Joe. That's lovely. Number 7 is they were joking that you were adopted. It's just your dad who isn't related. I don't know. That's got in there. Number 6 is shouting bingo when you've got bingo. 5, finding your keys when you lost them. Number 4 is winning a McFlurry on the McDonald's Monopoly. Number 3 is catching a fly in your hand when it's flying past and you've got it. Number 2 is getting consistent green lights in the car and you're going to make it on time. And number 1 is when the Sloppy Joes upload a new podcast. I hope you've enjoyed today's show.